Let's go.
It's another K-Town beat.
YouTube, it's your boy, Mr. Outliner. I'm back. Hey, if y'all ain't tried my products, make sure you try them. Go to MR.OUTLINER.com, no dot. And check me out, man. Get the detailing mist if you're a barber, and get the wave pomade if you're a waver. You know what I mean? And beard oil if you need to get your beard like mine. But anyway, so today we got the Mohawk fade, the burst Mohawk. How you want to approach this haircut is kind of the same way you would approach a drop fade. So you see how I'm making my first guideline and I'm curving it right above the ear and dropping it down low. Now in this particular case, I'm going to a V in the back because that's how he wears it, but it's the same guideline as a drop fade. So you remember I told y'all when you're doing haircuts, you got to have an approach, you got to have a system, and you got to be able to execute, right? So the approach to this is the drop fade, right? That's the approach. That's the first thing that you want to do. The next thing that you want to do is start your system. So we make our first guideline, and especially when, like on a drop ball fade, just like this, you're going to use your trimmer and try to get it bald under that first guideline just to save you some time, and everything will blend into each other. So we on our system part now. The system is, you approach it just like the drop ball fade. You make your first guideline, you clean up under that guideline. Then the next thing that you would do is you would go to your no guard, right? The same steps that we use on almost every haircut. No guard, open to close. Y'all know how I work, right? And I like to bring it up like a half an inch. In the last video, I showed y'all, how it was separated into sections using my comb. I just kind of combed it. If you haven't seen the last video, I'll leave a link at the end of the video so you can see it. But I cross it out in sections. Now right here, I wanted to knock the bulk down. So this is similar to what we would do anyway. You want to knock the bulk down, right? But this is no guard open, and you going up just a half an inch, and you kind of just lifting the hair up. Remember, that's all you're doing is lifting the hair up, right? A lot of pressure does not need to be applied. If you ever cut grass before, when the lawnmower, you're using a lawnmower, it's going to do all the work for you. You don't even have to do a lot of work, right? Then after that, no guard, we go to one guard open. Make another guideline. We taking out the guideline that we just made. Basically, we just trying to make it less bulkier and blend at the same time, right? We just setting it up. We setting the execution up, right? You see that? So these are the same steps over and over and over and over again. Remember, if you remember these steps and only use these 2 to 3 guards that I typically use on every haircut, once you master those 3 guards, everything else is easy. You know what I mean? Like, you got your system then, and all I use is a 1 guard, a 1.5 guard, and sometimes a 2. Most of the time I'm only using 2 guards, and that's the 1 and the 1.5. Right here, this is the 1.5. Open to close, right? I want to knock the bulk down a little bit more. I used the 2 on the side. I felt like it needed to come down a little bit more. So sometimes you improvise and use, the guard to get you to the point to where you want to be. If you feel like it's a little bit out of hand, you just use those guards. Same guards that I told you I use, same thing. So after I knock the bulk down, I come open with the 1.5 and I fade up. I'm still taking bulk off because I'm trying to get the fade down, right? I'm trying to get the hair where it's controllable, right? And you always want to use a comb or a brush. I like to use a brush only maybe on the edge up, or if I'm doing a bald fade, something like that, and I feel like the hair is sticking to the scalp, I'll use a brush, because you're really supposed to use a comb, because when you're using a comb, if he has any abrasions or anything on his scalp, the comb is going to pick it up. It's not going to let you go through the abrasion, or it's going to make it real bumpy, and you know it's something under the hair that you need to be aware of. So that's why you use a comb, and combs help with sanitation and sterilization, right? So after you use the 1.5, you see what I pointed to? I just want to stay in that area where it's dark at, and I want to use my 1 guard, and I want to clean it up. I want to go open to close, and once I get to close, I know that I can go on to the next step, which is no guard, right? And clean up the rest. So the steps, you see how I'm doing. I'm going, from no guard to 1 guard to 1.5 to 2, and then I work my way back down from 2 to 1.5 to 1 to no guard to the trimmer, right? Using the same steps, you go up and then you go down. That's how you do it, right? So, and once you start to come down, you go up, and then once you come down, you start using a feathering technique, because you did most of the work going up. So coming down is different. Like, you see me using the corner of the blade right here. Like, I'm not trying to go in like I did when I first was going up. Now it's all about technique and feathering. You see that? Like, and just working the little parts out. I'm picking and choosing my spots. You see that? So coming down, you want to pick and choose your spots. Coming up, you want to knock more bulk off and be a little bit more aggressive with the haircut. Coming down is all finesse, right? If it's a way for me to explain it to you, that's the way for me to explain it to you. And so when you coming down, like I said, I'm using no guard here, and I'm gonna just work it out to that bottom line where I made that first guideline until it's gone. The same thing on the other side, we're gonna do the exact same thing. So after this, if I feel like, I'm not sure exactly what I did after this, but after this, if I feel like the line is not gone, I'm gonna stretch the skin first, because sometimes the head has indentions in it, things like that. So you might want to stretch the skin in order to get into those indentions, right? And then if that doesn't work, I'll use the same thing that I put the line in with, which is the no guard, but I might have to come back with my trimmer. You see me stretching the skin right here, because I feel like I have to get into the indention in the head. Not everybody's head is just flat everywhere, perfect surface for anybody, but you see me using my thumb to stretch it. And that's what you want to do. If you're having a hard time getting the part out, it might not be that your technique is wrong. It might be that you need to add a step in to help the technique work, which is stretching the skin, right? So you see that, and for the most part, that line is pretty much gone. And I can come back with the trimmer, like I said, clean it up to make it look a little better. But for the most part, he's pretty much faded, right? And I'm still working on that area where the indention is, and it's gonna cast a shadow there just because, but we know that it's faded, but it's still gonna cast a shadow there just because of the hair, right? Because of the indention. And if you see anything, like I see the little spot right here that needs to be cleaned up, I feel like it's a little too dark, you can always check your work, man. There's no need to be in a rush when you're cutting hair. Take your time, make sure your approach is good, and you'll eventually get the look that you're looking for. As you all know, also, I've been using clip over comb a lot in my videos, so I do still try to push for you all to use clip over comb in certain instances, just because the guards don't necessarily do everything that you needed to do, like pick up certain little spots. So you have to improvise, and using clip over comb helps you improvise. And a lot of times you see this on straight hair. I know somebody put in my comments before, man, I never seen nobody use clip over comb on coarse hair. hey, it's hair. Hair is hair, right? You know, you just have to approach it a little differently. So, um, it definitely can work as you've seen it work. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, anyway, make sure you use clip over comb. You know, add that to your system to help you get a better look, a better blend, better everything, right? You know what I mean? So anyway, we're gonna go to the other side, and I'll let you just watch from here and see what I kind of do to it to match up the size, and then we'll get into the edge of it. So now after that, we have reached the edge of point, and now you want to prep the hair for the lineup. You brush the hair down so you can get the hair to stick down as far as possible. Hold the hair up if you need to. Use my detailing mist. If you ain't got it, go get it. If you need to see how it works, go to my Instagram page, Mr. Outliner. I got a couple videos on there. I got a few testimonials on there. Hey, you ain't got to take my word for it. Take somebody else's word for it. You know what I mean? And just watch the video and how I use it. You did. So anyway, you start from a midpoint. His lineup is, it's a little something to work with here. You know, so I just start from the middle and go from left to right. You know, so like I always do. Different approaches to different lineups. Sometimes you just want to, you know. Sometimes you might want to start from the side, from the vertical bars and things like that. It just depends on what type of hairline they have, because I do different things at different times just to, you know, get the result that I need. So, but this is a basic system starting point that you can use from 98% of lineups. You know, just start from the middle, work your way to one side, do the vertical bars, get it together. Use your mirror, it'll help you out a lot. Now, on the side for the C, you just want to use the natural line. You don't want to try to like go up too high just to make the line crisp. I didn't use any enhancements on this haircut, but you see if you got your clippers set right, and these detailers are the truth. You use what you want to use. I'm telling you what works. You can see what works. Along with the detailing mist, which helps the hair stay in place and stay dry. You see what type of line I'm putting on them, right? That line is awesome. Like, I don't need enhancements. And a lot of people probably get under some of my posts and people say this and that about enhancements. Bro, I don't need them. I was cutting hair before enhancements came out. So making a sharp line is nothing to me. And using the natural lineup to do it also. So think about it. How do you get it like this? You need to have the trimmer set right. The scalp needs to be prepared, for the lining, and then you got a killer combination. So anyway, try to stay as natural as possible when doing a lineup, and everything come out good. Just basically just take your time with it. And I'll show you on his beard a little bit. He trying to grow it out, so I can show you how the line comes on that too. So you kind of just want to start at, find a point to start at and kind of just curve it up. Now he had a little dent, like a little dent spot right there where it wasn't too thick. Like I said, he trying to grow it out, so I don't want to push it all the way down and make it super skinny. So I'm trying to create an illusion here to give it that look, and that's pretty much what I did. I'm not concerned about making his super short right now and making it look totally full and connect, because like I say, he's still growing it out. So maybe like the next time he come with a time after that, I can really see exactly where all the hair is and see how it's growing in, if it's not gonna grow, if it is gonna grow. It's some stuff I could have did to it, put enhancements on it to make it look this and that, but he got a natural look anyway. So, and the beard really doesn't look bad the way it is. It just needs to mature into whatever it's going to mature into, right? But you see how the fade, you fade the sideburns, make it fade into the beard. He popping, he ready to go. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So making sharp lines, just make sure you stay with the natural line. Again, you come back with the detail and mist, you spread, because like I said, you want to prep the scalp, the hairline, whatever, and you want to stay natural. Watch what I do right here. Now, you can look at the corner of his hairline at the top and see like there's no hair right there, up towards the top corner, right? You can see that. So I'm not going to go back on his hairline just to try to make it short. Right, I'm not gonna do that because that'll compromise his edge up for a while. It already doesn't grow there. So I picked this haircut because not only for just to show you a different type of haircut and give you the system. This is not so much about showing you the perfect haircut. This is about showing you the perfect methods, the perfect system for you to use in order to get the looks that you want to get, right? Without compromising anything, without using enhancements, just a natural look. And I felt like his haircut was perfect for that, right? So on the sides, we're doing the exact same things, right? And when you're doing a beard, kind of be careful. The way I'm doing it right here, I just know what I'm doing. But typically on a beard, you want to pull up and out, right? Or away from going inside. You want to come outward. And that way you can preserve the beard. Like, you can always come back and do something different if you need to. So now, on to the top of the hairline, where I was telling you, like, you don't want to compromise it too much. So you see his hairline right here, that corner that I was talking about. I don't want to go hook it in that corner. So what I'm gonna do is make a imaginary line or whatever he have right there that I can use. That's what I'm gonna use, but I'm not gonna hook it because it's not gonna look right then. You see that? So look where I'm going. I'm going underneath. You see the spot that I'm leaving? I'm going underneath and I'm not hooking it because I want it to be natural. Like I said, that's the look you're going for. Even when you using enhancements, right? I would leave that spot like that and I would just fill it in with enhancements. That's what enhancements are for things like that. So it's not to actually make a lineup. So normally when you see me use enhancements, I make a natural line first. And I do that because I don't want it to, when the enhancements leave or wash out or go away, I want this look. This the look I want. And that's his natural look. So, you know, that's what I wanted to get across in this video. Like I said, this video wasn't so much about the haircut. It's just about technique. It's about, you know, how to apply certain things, you know, the approach, the system, the execution. You know, the haircut came out nice, you know, just because, you know, we did all those steps. So, you know, I was happy with that part. And you see this part right here that I'm going back over. Like I said, this is not really, it's the way his scalp is. So, you know, you constantly, if you look at it from different angles, it's like a shadow right there, but I cleaned it up a little bit like I want, but you see his head goes in right there. So, but it's faded. You can actually see that. But like I was saying, the approach to that, you want to stretch the skin. You want to, you know, then go into using the corner of your blade to try to fade it out even more so he can still have that look that he's trying to get to. So now on to the back. Now the back, you know, we just boom, you hit it, and you know, we making the V shape. That's what I was trying to tell y'all, you know, the V shape. And you see how short, like I said, man, this detail is the truth. You don't have to believe what I said. You looking at what they do. And I ain't saying that because I'm sponsored by Wall. I'm just telling you, and you seen my Clipper reviews. You know, I do straight Clipper reviews, and I'm not biased towards it at all. But these things, when I tell you they the most consistent trimmer, because I got the Babblist, you know, and you know I had Andis, you know, so, and I use them all. These are the most consistent. These are the best. They hold the longest charge, hands down. I don't really need another trimmer throughout the day for the most part. You know, I might need it towards the last 2 haircuts, and I might do 14, 15 haircuts on a Saturday. You know what I mean? So in Friday, maybe even more. But you know, so look, you know, this is what, these are the tools that you need. Find whatever works for you. You know, I'm not telling you have to use the detailer. I use detailers. But anyway, this is the haircut. That's what I wanted to get across, the system, the approach. I wanted y'all to see that. Finally, the execution. This is the whole haircut. This is one side. This is the other side. Now, don't forget, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. You know how we do it. But until next time, love, peace, and hair grease. I'm out.